What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love power, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Like the video and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now today we'll be talking about Power Book 2 Go Season 3, Episode 10, the season finale. This is the recap. And to you all that was able to avoid those leaks, how did this episode feel? Did it hit hard? And to you guys that already saw the leaks, how did it feel for you watching it again if you watched it? I will say this, if the leaks didn't come out, I believe this episode definitely would have hit harder because everybody would have had, a sense of, okay, what's going to happen next? But seeing how those leaks was already out and then people were just straight up spoiling everything without any hesitation. And I believe that takes down the hype of the episode a tad bit. And stars already know they had to be pissed off because dealing with one leak is one thing, because people are going to continue to talk about the episode. Of course, it will still be hype. Usually when leaks come out, it's, a lot more views and everything goes up a tad bit more. But when 2 episodes drop, when 2 leaks get out there, that's when things start to get a little bit serious. So this is why you start to see a lot of the people that's in the show, stars, they will make posts talking about watch the official drop, watch the episode. Basically, they just don't want those ratings to drop down, those views to drop for the season finale. So I believe it's still going to be high or whatever, but it is understandable on why they will be upset. But it is what it is. I mean, this happens all the time. I cannot think of a year where we don't get any type of power leaks. And I'm talking about throughout all of the Power universe. But this episode definitely lived up to the hype. It was a solid fire episode. A lot of different things happen. As I always tell you guys, I'm hoping we get longer season finales or maybe just more episodes because it was a lot going down in this episode, just like episode 9. Your boy Brayden, shout out to him because he helped save the day. Tariq, he was on his last leg, but Brayden came in and looked out for his boy. He could not let him go out like that. And we know Obi, he put out word. So Tariq best to be thanking Obi for giving him that upper hand, that leverage in this episode. And of course, your girl, Dirty Diana, she showed up in true form, and she has went to a new level. She has fused with Drew. They have become Druanna. They wasn't playing around in this episode. Your girl Diana, she put on that wig that made her look like Monet a little bit, and she proceeded with the game plan to set up Tariq. Like, really? And then she went right to his face and told him, like, man, that's messed up that Monet would do something like that. And if I was you, I would just take her out, because if she's alive, she's going to continue to come at you. So that whole setup with Drew and your girl Diana, man, it's going to be hell to pay in season 4. And just wait until Kane and Monet find out the truth about what they've done. You know what I'm saying? Because Tariq is one thing. They know Tariq coming at them. But when Monet finds out the truth that Diana and Drew set her up, oh, you already know. I got that feeling that some of those kids ain't gonna make it through the entire season 4, and I cannot wait to see it. And what do y'all think about your girl Effie? She said, you know what? Since you don't want to work with me no more, you don't want to be with me. She really did have feelings for Tariq, still thinking it could work out. Like, are you crazy? He can't trust you. I made the video about Kanan and what Kanan would tell Tariq to do. Well, a lot of you guys said, including myself, he probably should have just smoked her a long time ago. Now he's dealing with the consequences of leaving her around. And also, what do y'all think about Tasha and Tommy finally squashing the beef? To be honest with you guys, I knew eventually that was going to happen. I know a lot of people was pissed off about that. Tommy coming all the way from Chicago just to take her out and then decides, you know what? I don't want to do it. Know what I'm saying? We are family. We good. I miss the old days. I mean, they just made up or whatever, but it's very understandable on why people will be pissed off about that, because I would not be wasting my time to come back to New York anyway, trying to take out some Tasha. Like, are you crazy? I'm not doing it. I'm not risking my, freedom, my safety, messing around with those feds. It ain't happening in my book, but hey, it is what it is. It would have been crazy if you would have went there and just shot Tasha. That really would have had everybody talking, but it didn't happen. But we're going to hop right into this recap. A lot was going on. I'm going to try my best to focus on all the key points. If I miss anything, you guys let me know down below. So what did we see in episode 10, the season finale, titled Divided We Stand? Now, the episode starts out with them showing us pretty much the main characters of the show. We see Lauren, Tariq, Brayden, Drew, Diana, Kane. They're all looking at reflections of themselves, probably thinking about all the things that they've been through this entire season and what's next for them. Now, your boy Drew, he's looking through his phone, deleting all the photos of Gordo. Make sure you delete all the photos of Ev as well. Like, dude, come on. Now, luckily he did this and, he finally started thinking straight. But then again, he started to put more attention on Tariq, not even giving a damn about Tariq not having anything to do with his pops. That was all Monet. You know what I'm saying? Tariq had nothing to do with it, but Drew didn't give a damn. He said, you know what? He got to go. Monet got to go. And that's the game plan. Now, Tariq is trying to figure out what he needs to do next. He wants to find Tommy. He also wants to make sure that his mom is good. Braden comes to see him and tells him, like, look, Effie, she can still be at risk. We got to make sure she does not, flip. And of course, they're trying to figure out what needs to happen next. And Braden lets Tariq see his gun because he's going to need it. And your boy Braden, as I told you guys, he's moving a little bit different as far as his demeanor, the way he's acting. He's pissed off as far as what he had to do to his uncle. And I'm expecting him to change a lot more in season 4. This dude is not playing around. This is the darker Braden that everybody knew was going to happen eventually, especially after catching that first body, and that first body being a family member. Now, your girl Monet, she has decided to go and meet up with Noma because now she pretty much wants to undercut her kids, let them know, like, look, I am in charge. I'm going to go ahead and make a deal with Noma, let her know I am the solution. Now, Noma, she's like, look, what happened to Mecca? She pulls out the ring, and y'all know Monet, she didn't really confess to it, but she's like, look, I'm not about to sit up here and be fighting over no dude. I mean, Mecca, he wasn't even all that anyway. And Noma pretty much alluded to the fact that, okay, you took out an ex-lover. But it definitely seemed like she had more respect for Monet because she was running her mouth at the very beginning of the season. She was pissed off as far as what happened to Mecca, right? Because she was using him. But when Monet talked to her, she kind of calmed it down, talking about maybe we have more in common than you think. And y'all know Monet, she's telling her, look, she's the solution. She's going to, help her kids get back and do what they need to do as far as pushing the weight. Of course, Obi, he suffered consequences because Obi never told Noma about Effie getting locked up. He told her, like, look, I didn't want to worry you, early. I wanted to make sure everything was going to be good, which I thought it was. But Noma wasn't having it. I mean, she sliced this dude straight in his face, letting him know who's in charge and that she's not playing around. I just wanted her to keep that same energy when it came to your girl Monet, but she didn't do it. And it seems like these two are going to be working together, and the kids, you already know, they're going to be pissed off once they realize that Monet is back in charge and she's their boss. Now, Tariq, he goes to see Kate Egan. He wants to know where is Tommy because he wants to know where his mom's is at. Now, Kate does tell him, like, look, this letter came by somebody named Monique or whatever. So Tariq is thinking it's Monet, but we learn later on in the episode it's your girl, Dirty Diana. He tells Tariq, like, look, you don't want to get on Tommy's bad side. And Tariq tells her, well, that's the same thing for me, you know what I'm saying? So he's going to continue to try to find Tommy to see if he can find out what happened to his moms. Now, Lauren ends up meeting up with Jenny and Blanca and, of course, Medina. They're pretty much telling her she has to continue with the game plan to get Effie, and they want to get her locked up. Of course, Lauren is like, man, so we ain't going after Tariq no more. And they're like, no, Effie is the main person we want to get. If they can get Effie locked up, maybe they can put that pressure on her with that time, and maybe Effie will flip. And Lauren, she's like, I'm not going to be able to go back to my regular life if I do this or whatever. She's thinking about every possible outcome, but they're telling her, well, at least you'll be able to live. So once she started asking those questions, I knew Lauren was like, nah, I don't know about that, because if I end up telling the truth about what happened, most likely I'm going to still be on the run. My family is not going to be safe. We're going to be at risk of being taken out. So she had to look out for herself and what she thought was best for her and her family, which at the end of the day, it ain't going to be for your girl Jenny Sullivan, because she just wants Lauren to tell the truth in order to convict Effie and to help them out with this whole Rico thing. But it did not end up going the way they wanted it to go. Now, Monet lets everybody know that she is the boss. Noma has gave her the power to run the whole organization, and they pissed off. I mean, Kane doesn't really seem like he's that upset. He's actually laughing at her jokes about Tariq and, of course, Braden. And we know Drew, he's pissed off. He's like, what? Like, really? And then your girl Monet, she takes Tariq outside and is like, look, like, what the hell is going on? You done told him, my kids, that I done killed Lorenzo. And Tariq tells her how I even know anything like that. And he tells her it's kind of messed up that you sent Tommy at my mom's. Like, what's going on with that? And she's like, look, I don't even know what you talking about. So once all this was happening, I'm looking like, okay, so we already know somebody else is doing some dirty work, which we already know it's your girl, Dirty Diana. But she puts that gun to his face and tells him, Effie and your girl Lauren bet not say anything. They bet not say nothing or it's going to be hell to pay. And as she walked off, we know Tariq, he was about to pull that strap out. He wanted to take her out. But luckily, Obi, he came in and said, look, you can't do that. You got to make sure you get back on good graces with Noma. You know what I'm saying? Use your time wisely. And he said, you know, thanks for the green cards. My family got that approval, but we know Noma sliced and diced his face up. So Obi definitely looked out for Tariq in this episode. Hopefully in season 4, we see more of Obi and Tariq, you know, linking up. But I got this funny feeling that Obi doing this, working behind Noma's back, it ain't gonna end well for him, man. I got that funny feeling he may end up being taken out next season. Now, Tariq meets up with Tommy, and Tommy lets him know, like, look, me and your moms, we squashed the beef. Y'all know Tariq was pissed off. He had that strap. He was ready to go. But he tells him, like, look, we squashed the beef. We good now. I don't know where the hell your moms went. Of course, the marshals, they came up in there, and then we all had to go. But they show us the flashback to what happened to Tasha and what happened to your boy Tommy. And we can see once she knocked him out, you know what I'm saying? They start talking. And of course, Tasha tells him, like, look, we have to end this beef. Like, we family. I'm tired of going back and forth. Let's just end it. Tommy, he wasn't having it at first, but Tasha, she started to explain her side of the story about, you know, of course, your girl Lakeisha and how she was going to snitch and, you know, how everything was not going to end well. So she did what she had to do to protect her family, to you know, basically protect Tariq. And Tommy, he started to think about everything. And then all of a sudden, he's like, man, I miss, you know, how things used to be. I wish we can just, you know, ride around town to smoke a blunt together like they used to do in the original Power. And, you know, they pretty much just make up. Now, I know a lot of people was upset with this. And I'm looking like, man, I'm not driving from Chicago to New York to be making up. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going to drive down there, Tasha, you up out of here. You got to go. But as I told you guys, I knew eventually they was going to squash this. It was not going to be a continuation of them going back and forth, back and forth. Eventually, they was going to have to squash it because I believe it's going to make better story if, you know, they have this whole Power crossover, if Tariq and Tommy end up working together, which we see they'll make up. And now Tommy and Tariq, they cool as well. And you know Tariq, he's smart. He's like, look, well, since we're family, we good. How about you help me out? Because we know Tariq, he got some issues. But Tommy's like, nah, you know what I'm saying? I'm good. You know, that's your beef. You gonna have to handle that. But he also tells Tariq, like, look, in order to survive in this game, you gotta rather be a civilian or a gangster. You have to choose one. You cannot be both. You know how things played out with your pops. You seen how hard that was. So don't do that. Pick one, right? And we know Tommy ends up leaving. So what do y'all think about that? I think this is gonna open up the door for a major Power Book 4 Force and Book 2 Ghost crossover episode in the future. Not just Tommy popping up. I'm talking about Tariq, Brayden, possibly going to Chicago. You know, they basically having both shows interact between each other, man. I cannot wait to see it. Now, your boy Rashad O'Dall Tate gets the news that he pretty much has a guarantee ticket to Congress. He's good and he's celebrating. Everybody is happy. And then he decides to propose to Harper Bennett. He says, you know what, this time around, I'm going to make sure that it is right. And of course, she says yes. But we know Rashad, he got some dirt on him, man. The things that he's been doing, she don't necessarily like. And when she finds out, we already know she's going to be pissed off and it's going to be hell to pay. I definitely can't wait to see his storyline in season 4 as well. Now, we get to Kane, Drew, and Diana. And of course, they're still pissed off about Monet. But Kane is telling them, like, look, just get over it, man. She's running things. Let's just do work. And he tells them, like, look, we are drug dealers. You know what I'm saying? He tells Drew, you're not going to be a housewife, which I'm glad he told Drew that because we know Drew, all he's been worried about is getting his cheeks clapped by Ev, Gordo, and probably some other cats that's on that app. But at least Kane told him the truth. He told Diana the truth about herself as well. I mean, it was funny. It was funny as hell to me, but we know Diana and Drew, they wasn't laughing. They was pissed off. And we know she wants to get payback for what Monet did to Lorenzo, her and Drew. And she tells him, like, look, they're never going to see us coming. And Drew said, well, you know, you're right. But if they do, it will be entirely too late. So we already know what time it is. they setting up a hell of a game plan to get revenge on everybody. Then we get to another funny part of the episode. Now, Monet and Kane, they had went to Brayden's family's house, and now it is time to collect. And look at his dad. I mean, this dude looked like he's stressed out. And he was pissed off when they came up in there talking about y'all owe us money. They start taking down those patents. I mean, they had me cracking up. Your boy Kane, he jacked Brayden's brother's Trace's watch, had me cracking up, talking about this is the family heirloom. Your boy Kane didn't give a damn about that. He said, you know what? I'll let the dude know at the pawn shop what time it is. I mean, they was in there straight up clowning. And y'all know your boy Brayden was pissed off because he didn't like Kane touching up on his dad's like that. I mean, he was in there straight being disrespectful the whole time. Him and Monet, they laughing at everything. I guess Drew was right that Kane is a mama's boy because it didn't really seem like he gave a damn about what she's done to Lorenzo. All he cares about is her respect, and it definitely showed in this episode. Now, once they leave, Kane and Monet, they're having a conversation about Effie and what needs to happen. She's pissed off that Kane didn't tell her that Effie got locked up, and she's talking about how Tariq is not going to be able to handle this, and Kane tells her, like, look, you know, I made sure that she was not going to snitch on Tariq, and I start tripping because I'm like, man, I could have sworn this dude told Effie to flip on Tariq, so this dude gotta be straight up lying to Monet. He is trying his best to protect Effie. And Monet, she was right. She said he is whipped, y'all. This man is whipped. I told y'all, that girl Effie put it on him. He's really in love with the girl. Now, we know after this conversation, we can tell Kane kind of got pissed off and he wanted to protect Effie. He was the one that made sure she had that burner phone in there, telling her, like, look, watch your back because Monet is coming at you. So this is how Effie knew that somebody's going to come in there and try to take her out. We know when she asked Tariq about it, he didn't know what the hell she was talking about. Now Tariq meets up with Davis McLean. They have to figure out what they need to do to handle this whole Effie situation and Lauren, right? And Davis like, look, they both got to go. He don't give a damn no more. And Tariq is like, man, like I know you lost your brother, but you tripping out. But Davis don't give a damn at all. Of course, Tariq is like, look, we got to find a better way to make sure that Lauren does not snitch on Effie. How about we set it up where it's a threat to her family? So this is where they start the game plan. Then after this is where we see Tariq, Brayden, and Kane come up with a strategy in order to make sure Lauren does not snitch, which was a good idea because if she ends up going on stand and testifying against Effie, we know law enforcement will put the pressure on Effie with all that time that she would have to serve, which at the end of the day, it could make her flip, and they ain't trying to risk that. But Kane had me cracking up. He kept pulling out the watch, you know, making fun of Brayden. Brayden was pissed off, man. He wasn't laughing at all, and we can really tell that he was upset with Kane, but Kane just thought everything was funny. Now, we see your girl Effie, she's locked up, she's getting into fights, she's holding it down. And this is what I wanted to see Tariq go through, but it didn't happen. It is what it is. But we know Tariq, he ends up meeting up with Effie, and they talk about what needs to happen. Of course, she's talking about bailing herself out, and Tariq tells her, no, she cannot do that because if she does, they will have motion to pretty much indict her on more charges. So she has to stay in there until Lauren is able to testify, and we know she's going to change her story. And Effie's like, look, what do you need from me? And Tariq tells her he just needs the intel on Norma's daughter. That way they can stop working for her and they can be good. She tells him she already has it, but she's not going to give it to him until she gets out. Now Tariq has a conversation with your girl Lauren, letting her know that she cannot testify, it's not safe for her, and that he is the only person that she can trust. He had all types of opportunities to take her out and he never did, so she can trust him, right? So they end up, agreeing to meet up later on in the episode. Your girl Lauren, she makes sure she had her a little knife just in case something jumped off. Now Kane decides to go along with his own plan. Yes, they were supposed to get pictures, but they were supposed to wait on Davis McLean in order to get these pictures. Kane has decided to pull up on Lauren's mom, her dad. They're in their spot. They're in all black. They're not playing around. This way they got some more very graphic pictures so they can show Lauren that they're not playing around. Now Lauren, she meets up with Tariq, then Brayden and Kane, they come out. And she's like, what the hell is going on? She's thinking it's a setup. But Tariq tells her, like, look, you cannot testify because if you do, it's not going to end well for you or your family. Kane tells her, like, look, you got my word. If you drop all of this, if you change the story, I will leave your family alone. You will be good. You will basically be able to go back to live your normal life. And y'all know your girl Lauren, she was pissed off, talking about if this does not go the way she wants it to go, it's going to be hell to pay and all this stuff. I mean, she's just upset. And then she realizes, like, man, so all these things they've been saying about you, Tariq, is true. Like, you've been behind all of this. And I'm thinking, like, what the hell were you thinking? Like, yes, this man is flat out crazy for real. What they've been telling you about Tariq is true, but you decided to still give him intel on everything, right? But hey, at least she's going to be able to walk away from all of this with her family safe, at least for now. But you can tell your boy Tariq was very, very upset when Lauren told him that. Now, your boy Rashad O'Dall Tate, he is still celebrating. Everybody is happy for his political run. And we know Davis McLean, he decides to pop up to the party because he has some questions for Rashad Tate. He tells him, like, look, we know it was you to put out the word about Westing Holdings. And, word on the street is it's a bullet out there for you, right? And Rashad, he gets pissed off, like, dude, like, are you crazy? I can make sure that certain things happen to you. They start going back and forth. Davis tells him, like, look, hey, how about you take away Diana's charges and you get the, the boys off my back and maybe we can be all good. And Rashad's like, okay, but you have to donate to my campaign, then maybe we will have a deal. So they agree to do this. Meanwhile, Harper Bennett, she hears it all and she is pissed off. I mean, this dude done proposed to her, but now he's going to realize that it's not going to go the way he wants it to go. And she's going to put this out and it's pretty much probably going to ruin Rashad Tate. Now, Kiki has decided it's time for her to get the hell up out of here. She's pretty much ruined and now she's going back home. She tells Brayden, like, look, I gave you the intel on Lucas. I know him. He's not a quitter. There's no way he wrote that note. So, what happened? She didn't really say that, but she was alluding to the fact that Brayden was the one that took him out. And, Brayden was like, so what you want me to tell you? She tells him, like, look, maybe, you can leave too. Maybe it's not too late for you. Brayden tells her, well, it's a little bit too late for that. I mean, he protected Kiki, but at the same time, he took out his uncle and he's not the same person. So we're going to see what's going to happen next for Brayden in season 4 and if Kiki may make a return. Now we get to your girl Effie and Lauren. They finally have a conversation because she wants to make sure that Effie is not going to come back for her. She knows Kane has pretty much put his word out there, but she wants to make sure Effie is good as well. Now Effie tells her she's not even thinking about Lauren. She doesn't give a damn about her at all. She said what she did was just business. It was never personal. And that's it. Now Lauren's like, look, so you don't think you deserve to be up in here for what you've done? And, she was pissed off. So, of course, Effie is like, man, I don't know if this girl gonna tell. Of course, she did tell her if she was to change her story, everybody can go back to their normal lives. But Lauren is thinking like, I don't know about that. I don't think things are going to be as normal as you think it's going to be. Now, once Lauren goes on Stan, she actually switches up her story, talking about how she blacked out, and then, of course, Jenny Sullivan pretty much put out the game plan to put it all on Effie. Your girl Jenny was up in there looking stupid. She was pissed off. And once again, law enforcement takes another L. And Medina, he's like, screw all this. I'm done. I'm pulling us off of this. He tells Jenny it is over. And we can tell from the look on her face, she was very upset. So y'all know she gonna be all about that vengeance in season 4. And then we see the last scene with your girl Lauren. She's leaving with her family. Is this the last time we're going to see Lauren? Well, she went through a lot. It's crazy how she survived, but she did. And this could be the last time we see her. I guess we're going to find out soon enough. Now, we get to Tariq and your girl Effie. She is released and she gives him the intel about Noma's daughter. And she's wondering like, okay, so what's going to be next after this? And Tariq tells her, I mean, you started over before, and maybe you can do that again. And she's looking at him like, really? So what about us? Like, what about all the stuff that we talked about in Italy? She's actually believing that her and Tariq are still going to be together, y'all. She's actually believing that it is still something that could happen. And Tariq is like, I don't know about that. Like, how could you even think I can trust you? Like, come on. I mean, you screwed him over time and time again, and now you're upset because he doesn't want to be with you. He doesn't want to work with you. I mean, it makes sense to me. And I guess she couldn't take it. And she ends up just walking off talking about, okay, I'll find my way back. I can be on my own just like you said so. But she really thought they had a future together. Like, really? Now Brayden tells Tariq like, look, he is done. He's not going through with any of this anymore. He's just tired of it, especially after taking down his uncle. He's just not in it anymore. And Tariq, he's pissed off like, dude, like, come on. Like, let's do this. Like, stop playing around. But Brayden, he's like, nah, man, I am good. So now Brayden, he's a wild card. We don't know what the hell he wants to do. But luckily, he still popped up at the end of the day to save his boy Tariq. Now we get to your girl, Dirty Diana, and she is going along with her game plan to make Tariq try to take down Monet. She tells him, like, look, she has to go. Like, Drew hates her, and I want her dead for what she's done to my pops. I mean, this whole thing was just crazy because Tariq, he even told her he wasn't the one that set up Lorenzo, and he doesn't really want a war between him and her family and stuff like that. So Diana understands Tariq doesn't really want to be going back and forth, but she still goes along with the game plan that her and Drew set up, talking about, I'm going to be talking to my moms in the car. You're going to roll past and, you know, spray up the spot and get the hell up out of there. And no one will know you done it, right? So this is what Tariq, he plans on doing, because she's like, look, if Monet is alive, she's not going to stop. She's going to continue to come at you. Your family, they will never be safe. So now Tariq, he's motivated to do this. Now, Diana is having a conversation with Monet, and Monet actually tells her the truth. Like, look, yes, I am hard on you. That's because I love you. And, you know, Lorenzo, he was the one that put us in this life. He chose this life for all of us. And she was just doing what she had to do in order to survive, in order to make them prepared and tough. And that she loves her daughter. And then we can see Diana, she kind of start hesitating like, man, like, you actually told me this, like you really love me. And we can tell she didn't really want to go through it for real. That's just my opinion. She's talking about, oh, I left something in the house, but that was not a part of the game plan. Tariq was supposed to shoot Monet. Diana was supposed to hit Tariq with the car, and then Kane was going to be able to take out Tariq. That was the game plan. Ain't no going back into the house a part of the game plan. That lets me know Diana got kind of shaky at the very end. Now, Kane does come out after the car gets sprayed up by Tasha, and he starts shooting back. And once again, I told you guys, we saw that in the official trailer of this season, so we knew Kane was going to be shooting at a car. We just didn't know who that car was going to be shooting at. But we can see it was your girl Tasha. Tariq looks like, man, like what the hell has just happened right here? And then we see your girl Monet. She got bullet holes all up in her. She is leaking. It ain't looking too good. And it's not looking like she's going to survive. I mean, your girl Tasha, she was spraying up that car like no other. She was on a mission. Now they go to the hospital. They say she's in critical condition. And now Diana has to think of some more lies to tell, right? And she's talking about, oh, it was Tariq. Tariq was the one that did this, because Kane asks, like, did you see who it was? And she just flat out lies on Tariq. Tariq didn't do this. It was someone else. And that someone else was Tasha. Now Kane is like, look, he is dead. He's going to take him out. And then he walks away. And Drew was like, what the hell happened? Like, you were supposed to hit the car. Like, why didn't you do this? And, you know, your girl Diana tells him, well, it wasn't Tariq. Somebody else did it. I don't know who did it. And then we see the flashback of the whole game plan about them setting up Tariq. Of course, Diana, she didn't really want to do it. She's like, look, Tariq ain't dumb or whatever. And we know Drew was like, look, all we got to do is motivate him. And, you know, basically we can kill two birds with one stone. Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? This man didn't even want a war. And now you want to take him out. He didn't do anything to your pops. That was all Monet. But it seems like since that last episode, he has all this aggression for your boy Tariq. Now we see your girl Dirty Diana. She's the one that dropped off that letter to Kate Egan. She put on that wig or whatever, trying to look like she was Monet. And then, of course, we see it fast forwards into real time. And Drew was telling her, like, look, even if Tariq didn't do it, we gonna act like he did. We're gonna go along with this game plan. Tariq gotta go. He is the person that caused all of this. So I'm looking like, okay, so these two don't give a damn. More importantly, Drew, hey, we talked about him each and every week getting clapped up, not being focused. And now he has decided to really, I guess, be focused on Tariq. Like, okay, well, we already know in season 4, it's going to be war. And the next time Drew gets popped, he ain't waking up. I can guarantee you that. Now, we get to your boy Tariq and Tasha. He meets up with her and she tells him that she was the one that was supposed to take out Monet. That's her job. She's supposed to protect him. And we know she's in critical condition, so she's going to survive. But they believe with her being shot, it's going to create an opportunity for him to move in on Noma, pretty much learn everything that she knows or whatever, and then use that intel, that information to take her out down the line. It's very risky, but Tariq really doesn't have a lot of options, especially since that, trust fund is gone. Y'all know Tasha, she was pissed off about that, but she tells him like, look, you need to be careful. I mean, Tariq, he wants to be with his family, but in order for him to do that, he believes this is the best way. So we're going to see if Tariq is going to be, good in season 4, because we know this whole Noma thing is definitely not going to go the way he plans by the end of the episode. And now we know him and Brayden are going to have to figure out what they're going to do next. Now, I did like how Tasha finally gave Ghost some props. We know Tariq was talking about how he's going to be better and all that stuff, but I'm glad that Tasha told him, like, look, your pops, he was smart. Now, we see your girl Paz, she has returned, and she tells her son Junior that she's proud of him. She says, like, look, Angela will be proud of him as well for following her footsteps. And then she gives him a letter, right? And in that letter, we see what looks like a USB or whatever. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I believe this is the recording of Cooper Saxe where he saw Tariq confessing to killing his pops at that grave site. Y'all let me know what y'all think it is, but I'm pretty sure that is Cooper Saxe's last gift that he ended up giving out, and it's probably going to lead back to your boy Tariq. Now, we get to the end of the episode, and man, a lot of drama popped off in this final scene. Tariq, he goes to Noma thinking that he's going to be able to elevate in the organization, especially seeing how your girl Monet was shot. She's talking about, oh, that's brave for you to do this, especially after you've done this to Monet. Tariq is like, look, I had nothing to do with that. I don't know what you're talking about. And then all of a sudden, we see Drew, we see Kane and Diana. They all come out. Drew talking about Diana saw you take out my mom's or whatever, or tried to take her out. And we know Kane was talking about, oh, so you thought she was going to get away with this? And now we know Tariq ends up saying Noma's daughter's name. And she's like, stop, don't shoot him yet, Kane. He tells her he gonna send them people to her if she ends up trying to do anything to him. And this is where Effie, she pops up. Effie talking about, I'll let her know you were trying to take out her daughter and all this and that. Like, really? That was your idea in the first place. It was your idea to target her daughter, right? So Effie is definitely flipped on Tariq. Everybody is going against him. And Kane's talking about, oh, I couldn't wait to do this. All of a sudden, the lights go out. Your boy Brayden, he pops up to the party and he saves the day. A shootout starts to happen. I mean, it's going back and forth, y'all. And this is another scene that we saw in that official trailer. We saw Tariq and Brayden shooting. Like I told you guys, they're putting entirely too much in these trailers. I mean, normally they don't put season finale stuff in that official trailer, but they do it. Now, I'm pretty sure Brayden was able to shoot Kane in the shoulder. If you slow it down, you can see like the red, blood pop up on the screen or whatever. And, in my quick thoughts video, I was talking about if I don't know if your boy Kane is going to be able to survive. But when you slow it down, you can actually see Kane. He is good. He was shooting with the other hand. So he going to be all right. And Brayden tells him like, look, I think I dropped one of them guys off. We see Brayden and Tariq hop in that car and they get the hell up out of there. I mean, this was on some Fast and Furious type stuff, the way that they sped off. But man, as Tariq stated, I think we started a war. Yeah, you're right. It's a war that has just been started. And this is just the very beginning, y'all. It's about to turn up in season 4. It's going to be a season about revenge. The question is, who's going to win? Is it going to be the Tejada family, or is it going to be Tariq, Brayden, his little, crew that he's got? He needs to build it up. If he had time, we already know what time it is. I mean, the Tejadas alone, they can't even touch the St. Patrick's in general. And we talking about if Ghost was alive in the original organization that they had from the get-go. But still, in my opinion, the Tejadas was never really on the level of Tariq as far as the way he thinks. I mean, back in season 1, he was telling Kane and Monet about Uncle Frank. He already knew a whole lot about the drug game and how to run things. And this is why Kane was so jealous of Tariq. He wanted to be like him. He wanted to be better than him. And every time that he was brought up, he wanted to outdo him. I mean, come on. In season 4, you're about to see a whole nother side of Tariq. I told y'all, I'm tired of seeing this defensive Tariq. And now it's time to see a more offensive, assault from him, from Brayden. Because y'all know Brayden, he's on his dark path. That boy done caught a body. And now it is time for war. And I forgot, he did say that Obi was the one that told him about, them trying to set him up. So it was a good thing that Tariq went to Obi, got those green cards. Obi, showed his love by letting Braden know what time it was and gave him the drop on all of them. So I want y'all to leave those theories, predictions, leave it all down below. What you think is going to happen in season 4. Your girl Dirty Diana has once again made a major move. Not just in season 2, but in season 4, just when you thought it was all about Kane Tejada, your girl Dirty D and of course Drew, they step up to make a crazy ending. And now all this is going to do is yield deadly consequences in season 4. I don't see all the Tejadas surviving next season. That's just my opinion. Realistically speaking, there's no way in the hell they all survive. Somebody gotta get dropped off. The Tejadas, they better hope and pray that Tariq and Tommy don't click up. Because if it does happen like that, we already know what time it is. It's pretty much over. But I want to thank you guys once again for showing up, even if you saw the leaks. And if you didn't see them, you still showed up and you showed support to your boy. Now, we will continue to talk about Power Book 2 Ghost Season 3. We're going to prepare for Season 4 because now, since everybody knows what happened, it's time to talk about these theories, these early predictions, and what may happen in Season 4. We know your boy Michael Ealy. He's going to pop up in Season 4, and I'm pretty sure he's going to make it very interesting for the Tejada family, and I cannot wait to talk about it. But I want to thank you guys once again for all the love, all the support, and I will catch y'all on the next one. But let me get up on out of here, man. This your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.